Hi there, and welcome to Planet Now, where people, places, things, and ideas are all game, honey. So, small business owners really fascinate me. They start out in so many different ways, some by making gifts for others or just making a product to fill a need for self or family. Then the product blossoms because it fills a need for a wider audience as well. Now, someone I know is hand-making products that are appealing to others. She hasn't yet gotten to the point where it's all she does, yet. She has a day job, y'all, but she's doing the darn thing and working her business to meet that goal. Her name? Ayana Alexander of Sixahwe Naturals. So we were supposed to talk at my place, but honey, it was hot as hell inside. AC issues at the time, so we went outside to my car and rolled the windows down. Gotta make it do what it do, you know? So let's get to it. More about Ayana Alexander of Sixahwe Naturals. Let's start with the company name.
So we are Sixahwe Naturals, Sixahwe. It's, everybody always asks, what is it? Well, we're from Trinidad. So we would say, is Sixahwe doing something? But if we broke it down for you, it would be six of us. So basically, it's my mom, myself, my three sons also help, and God is the sixth person.
So how did you come up with that? Was it, just making stuff one day, or you just realized, well, it's Sixahwe making this?
There's another joke behind this. We actually, my family and I, we got together for a Christmas dinner, I want to say about 10 years ago. And we were talking about the fact that we hate the way jeans are made. So we was like, oh my gosh, we need to make our own jeans. And, it was like, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it Seven a Week. So we was making a joke about it. So when we decided to do Sixahwe 6 years ago, it was just like, let's just do Sixahwe since we're not doing jeans. We just do it.
Yeah, because that's what things start. It starts with
a thought. You might be making a joke about something and you'd be like, oh, that's how Sixahwe started. My mom was like, hey, you know what, Ayana? I want to learn how to make soap. Because she'd done a medical missionary course. Mm-hmm. And she was like, hey, we need to learn how to make soap. And literally, that's how Sixahwe started.
So it was soap. That was the first product that you had.
The very first products was soap. Because she wanted to learn how to make her own soap. And we literally kept going after that. Because when I started looking at what I was putting on my skin, it was a problem. I'm not going to mention the name of the company, but there was one company that I used to buy from all the time that on the bottle, the shower gel bottle, it said not for, I can't remember the exact word, but basically not for consistent use. And I'm like, but it's soap.
You're supposed to use soap on a consistent basis.
Right. Some people take a shower 2-3 times a day. So if you're telling me I'm not supposed to use it, I'm like, wait, what? So when I read the ingredients, but when I started looking at it, there's some of these things. The saddest part about this shower gel is that some of the ingredients were so harsh that literally your car manufacturer would tell you not to use it on your car because it would strip your paint, but you're using it on your skin. Let that sink in. Exactly. So I stopped using it. And not just because I make products, but that's when I realized, like, hey, this stuff is really not good for your skin. Your skin is your biggest organ. It protects you.
So it's more that, people talk about what you eat and how you should eat, fresh things, raw foods and all that other stuff. So it's a similar concept for what you put on, like you said, your biggest organ.
Exactly. So I tell people all the time, just as much as you take care of your inside, you got to take care of your outside too. Because your skin replenishes based on how you eat and how you treat it.
So your mom was a medical missionary. She decided she wanted to make soap, and then it went on from there. So from there, from the soap products, what else did you start making?
Well, after making soap, we started branching into shampoo bars and shower gels. We do lotions, we do whip shays, lots of whip shays. Shampoo, conditioner, we even do pre-poo now. We do hair oils, our hair and scalp oil. We do hair and scalp conditioner, or grease as we like to call it. We gotta be fancy.
Old school, okay.
Yes.
But it's not the green grease or the blue grease.
No, it's definitely not. This is all, handmade. All of our products are handmade. We don't have anybody manufacture for us and then we package it, because a lot of companies do that as well. We make everything by hand. All of our products are vegan, so we don't use any animal products. and we use minimal, if any. The majority of my products, I want to say 98%, are chemical free. There's certain things like, unfortunately, like body sprays that people like because they like to layer. You can't do it completely chemical free. I could, but it'll stain your clothes. So it's like, okay, you got to pick your poison. Okay, you got to pick your battle. Do you want a scent? You want that layers, or do you just want, 2 layers to me is good. But some people want that third layer, and I offer to them and let them know, hey, this is not one of our completely natural, completely chemical free products. But other than that, yes, they're all chemical free and handmade, and we work hard.
So you said this business you started this business about 6 years ago, so that would be around 2012-ish, around 2012. And do you work for Sixahwe 100%, or do you have other things that you do? So what else do you do to fill your time?
I'm also working in the home health care field. I'm a nurse. I also have another business called Your DIY Supply that I've recently started because I realize in this area there's not a lot of supply for stuff like soap making or handmade stuff, and there's a lot of people in this area that do so, and sometimes you just need something now and you can't afford to wait for it to get shipped to you. So we're trying to be your local DIY supply outside of Michael's and Joann's, and even though they're there, a lot of times you need containers. You don't really need what they have. You need containers to put your products or bottles to put your products.
You don't need journals or cake pans or flowers and eucalyptus leaves.
Exactly. So sometimes it's just the packaging that you need. So that's what we're branching off into as well.
Yeah, how long had you been a nurse? And is the fact that you are a nurse, does that have anything to do with why you decided to start Sixahwe?
Yes, all of that. I've been a nurse for 5 years. And one of the reasons why I started and continued with Sixahwe is because I feel like, quote unquote, Western civilization, they're quick to hand you a pill. Here's a pill for this, here's a pill for that, and here's a pill for the side effects for that first pill I gave you. And you know what? I might actually have to give you a pill for the side effects that the second pill is going to give you, but that
sounds right.
Right. I have a friend, her father's passed away now, but he came home from the hospital, and and God is my witness, I could call her now, she'd tell you the same thing. He came home with a literal bag full of medications that had 26 different medications in it that he was supposed to take daily.
So I'm thinking of like a little lunch bag. Those little lunch bags that you send your kids to school with in kindergarten. That sounds like a big old giant grocery bag full of...
And to tell you exactly how big the bag was, when you go to the hospital or whatever, they give you this personal belongings bag. Mm-hmm. That's what the bag all his medications was in.
No.
Yes. I promise you. And I was just like, what? And so, I was trying to tell her, hey, you know what? If you do A, B, and C, if you help him eat A, B, and C, let him smell, let him, stuff like literally smelling rosemary every day helps you, keep your memory. It helps with Alzheimer's and dementia. I tell older people, buy a rosemary plant, keep it in your house so that you can smell rosemary daily. It helps to make your synapses snap and keep them young and fresh.
So Ayana started Sixahwe after her mom wanted to make soap. Then she discovered their products filled the need, met a demand. Now, as far as the entrepreneurial drive, is it a family thing for her? That's what I wanted to know. Did she think she would own her own business? Well, let's get the word straight from her mouth. Ayana Alexander from Sixahwe Naturals.
I think it's a family thing. I honestly believe so. My grandmother has always been big on, she started it, honestly, with having her own little catering. She used to make dinners every Friday for Howard Hospital and Washington Hospital Center, and, take their orders and go deliver food every Friday for them. And that's how she basically put my uncle through school and through Oakwood, and also helped put me through TA. So, and from there, we all have this, I believe we all have the entrepreneurial spirit, honestly, because my mom, being a real estate agent, that's her full-time job. She retired from Howard 8-9 years ago, so she does that full-time. She's also doing some other stuff on the side. It's not my business to tell. And I feel like we all just want to, I know for me personally, I am building Sixahwe so that I don't have to work for anybody else.
So how long, when did you realize that, you know what, working for somebody else is for the birds? For the birds, tweet, tweet.
About 4 years ago. It's not even a lie. Like, yeah, I know I started Sixahwe 6 years ago. But about 4 years ago, I was like, I tried, and I think it was a little too early. I tried to do just Sixahwe only. And I liked having my time. Like, working on my time. Not saying I have to get up at 8 o'clock in the morning and go punch your clock. But, I could get up at 8 or I can get up at 6 and do what I need to do and be done by 12, 1. And then I could relax, or I can actually spend time with my kids, or, I can do... That's the wonderful part about it. When you can actually support yourself with your business and be able to take time. Now, there's some people who work their business 24/7. That's not how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to have to work it 24/7. You're supposed to be able to say, hey, you know what? I want to take this day off.
You sound like nurse giving advice.
Because you're still killing yourself. So, you have to have a work-life balance. Even with your own business, you have to have a work-life balance. So managing work-life balance for myself means I don't get burned out. I don't be like, I don't even care what you want. I just don't feel like making it, and that's why I said I realized earlier that I need to take a vacation, because I got to that point last year. I was just like, I don't even care, because I was so overwhelmed between work and, making sure my kids are doing their stuff and my business and, helping family. I was just like, I don't want to do anything. I don't even care anymore. Just let it die. So if you don't take mental health days, if you don't take that vacation, that break, you're going to have that breakdown. And that's why a lot of businesses don't succeed past that 5 years, because they're trying to work it so hard to make sure it succeeds. They burn themselves out. And I don't want to get to that point, because I actually and you have to actually like what you do. And I like what I do. So I don't want to get to the point where I'm burned out, where I don't want to do it anymore.
You get pissed at your passion.
Which is bad, because it is my passion. But when you get tired, your passion doesn't care. Your mind doesn't care if it's your passion. You're just like, I'm over it. It doesn't matter. I'm just tired. And that was one word I was using constantly last year. And people were like, why is she always saying I'm tired? I was tired. I was mentally, physically, spiritually just tired. And I needed to take a break. And I finally did.
And you went to Dubai.
I did. I went to Dubai. It was amazing. I got some amazing spices. And I'm just, I was so happy to just get away from everything, from work, from business, from everything. It was great to get away. Now, I'm back. I'm all refreshed, and I've made new products, and I got people requesting new stuff, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, I'll get it to you. So yeah, it makes a difference, and you come back refreshed, and it's not bothering you anymore.
I just wanted to explain a couple of things, a couple of references that may or may not be familiar. So Oakwood is a university, an HBCU in Huntsville, Alabama, and TA is Tacoma Academy. It's located in Tacoma Park, Maryland. If you want to find out more, you can find links to both on planetnoun.com. Just look for the entry about Sixahwe Naturals. Now, on to part 3, which will be the final stretch this time. A question I try to ask or slide into every interview, especially for folks who are parents. More with Ayana Alexander of Sixahwe Naturals. One thing I ask a lot of my interviewees, especially the ones who are, moms, dads, a question about, legacy. So how much did legacy play in you establishing Sixahwe? Either the type of legacy where you want your sons to say, hey, this is something that mom is doing, whether they want to, join you in business or take it over one of these days, or maybe start something of their own. How did your boys factor into starting the business and wanting to maintain and wanting to show them what can be done?
They played a very big factor, because I didn't and don't want to raise good employees. I want to raise entrepreneurs. I am raising, businessmen. So I want them to not just figure they can only work in somebody else's business, but always to figure, hey, I can do this. I can do my own business. I can be my own boss. Mainly because it's hard being a black man in society these days. So having your own business might, a lot of times it's probably the best way to go to make sure that you are covered. It may take you a little bit longer to get, on your feet and maybe get those contracts or whatever you need. But there's also a lot of help in that for minority business and so forth. Definitely played a big part in that. And as a legacy, yeah, I wanted them to see that, you know what, you can do something when you think that there is no niche for you, because there's a lot of people that think, oh, well, everybody's making soap. Well, everybody's not making soap like mine. Everybody's not making whipped shea like mine. There's always something that you may do. It's like, oh, I didn't even know people do that. I think my number one thing is shower steamers. I make something called a shower steamer. For those of us who don't have time to take baths and do bath bombs, that's what a shower steamer is. You put it in your shower, in the back of your shower, and you let the water just trickle on it, and it fizzes up like a bath bomb and just releases all this beautiful scent, and you get out your shower and you keep going. I don't have time to run a tub of water. I do that every now and then, but I don't have time to do that every day. And so, but again, it's just saying these little things that you think, well, everybody does that. You never know. Leaving a legacy for them to show them, hey, your mom did this, or even if it's just giving them money in the future so that, they may not have to work as hard, or, my grandkids, whenever those come along, no time soon. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying it's something I definitely want to leave behind for them. So whether they take it over or not, whether they, let somebody else run it or not, just make sure they keep a percentage of it so they have a say. That's all I ask.
So let's see, your number one piece of advice for anyone who is starting a small business, and maybe you can even relate it to what you just said about everyone's doing XYZ, but no one can do it like me. I just thought that, that's kind of the same thing as people being individuals. There's a whole lot of people on this planet, but there's only one you.
Exactly. There is definitely only one you. And if you look in the grocery store, I'm going to stay in my own business because that's what I do. There's Dove. There's Irish Spring. There's Dial, there's Ivory, and they've all been there for years. So obviously there's a niche for multiple kinds of soap. And then you still have people that go to the dollar store. They'll go to Ross. They'll go here. They'll go to Lush. All of these, especially Lush. Lush is new. And people, they're still...
What is Lush? I could get my soap from Trader Joe's and sometimes Target.
Lush is sort of bougie. The bougie Bath and Body Works. So they make loaves of soap. And they cut them for you in the store. So, you can cut it, and they weigh it by the pound or by however much you want. Maybe you want 4 ounces or whatever. And they cut the soap there for you, and they make many different things. I was a Lush fan as well. Everybody has their choice, whether they want to use that, when they want to use my stuff, they want to use, somebody else's stuff. You have choices. So never think that what you're going to do, or you might be like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do it. Somebody else is already... Never think that you can't do it. For a small business owner, somebody who wants to start a small business, my biggest piece of advice, research. Research, and more research. I think that's the one. If I could go back and do one thing different, I would probably do more research, especially about buying supplies, buying in bulk, buying wholesale, however you want to do it. I would do lots more research. Not just myself, but I know a couple other business owners that wasted money in the beginning because you didn't know any better. You were just trying to leap into it. Save yourself some money and do some research. Take your time. Even if you can't start your business in the next 3 to 4 months like you want, it might actually take 6 because you did all the research. It'll save you money in the end. It really would. So that's the one thing I would change if I could go back. I would do much more research.
Where can folks get a hold of your products and learn more about them, whether online, locally, if they're in this area? We're in the Maryland area.
Well, we do have an online store. So it's Sixahwe, S-I-X as in X-ray, A-H-W-E, naturals.com. We also do the Bowie Farmers Market every Sunday, Bowie, Maryland. and it's right in the parking lot of Bowie High School. So that's 15200 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland. Every Sunday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., May through November. And we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, Sixahwe Naturals in both places, and we're even on Twitter. So you can reach us at any of these. If you have any questions, I'm always available for questions. So I think our phone number is on all of them, but you can always give us a call, 301-852-7755. And we'd be happy to talk to you. We do, a lot of times people ask, hey, how can I? We do in-home setups as well. So we do in-home, if you want to invite some friends over and just have an in-home house party, and we come over and do a presentation. We bring appetizers and snacks, and, you listen to our presentation, and you guys get to sample everything on hand.
Question, is opening a store, brick and mortar store, anywhere in the future?
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. So now what I actually want to do, however, is I want to be able to have an office space where I can do a pop-up shop. Say, okay, we'll be open, like 3 days a week. Because when you do a brick and mortar store, especially in like a mall or something, they require you to be open on certain days. And I don't do Saturdays. So, and I want to be able to say, no, we're closed Saturday, Sunday. Or, something like, we're only open half day on Sunday. So in the future, we're going to be having a space where we'll be able to do a pop-up shop. And people will be able to come in, and, one of the other things we're going to be branching into is like doing a DIY and sip night. So, yeah.
And going back to brick and mortar, just now connecting that to punching somebody else's clock. It's in that same neighborhood, even though it's your own business.
Yes, it is. Because, again, if you go into just about any mall, you have to open at certain times. You can't say, well, I'm not going to open today. So, yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, I seriously doubt it. And if I do, if that ever happens, and, who knows what my future actually holds, I sure will not be running it. I promise you, I'll have people running these stores for me.
Somebody else can punch a clock.
They can punch my clock and be like, I need you to go to work.
That was Ayanna Alexander, founder of Sixahwe Naturals, handmade body products. And if you didn't catch their information, you can either rewind the podcast or you can find details at planetnoun.com. Thanks again for joining me. My name is Liz. I hope you learned something new today. Please share this podcast with your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, people at the gym, even your enemies. You might make them love you. So look, share this on your social media feeds and follow Planet Noun on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Now, in a couple more weeks, we'll have another episode. We're sticking to the freedom theme and a conversation with my favorite sister. I only have one, so she's my favorite. Ha ha ha. Anyway, I have no idea how this will work or what will fall from our mouths. Might need a warning label for this one or maybe not. We might fall back on our church upbringing and keep our language holy. We'll see. Either way, looking forward to it. Thanks again for listening to Planet Noun, people, places, things, ideas. And until next time, honey, take care.